Hey everybody, it's Spitfire the Wolf here, and wow, it's been a hot minute since I've uploaded a video. I know I'm aware of that. Um, you know, College has been taking up most of my time. I'm almost done with my semester. I mean, like literally next week is my last week. But that's not what I wanted to talk about in this video. It's it's been something that's been weighing on my mind a lot lately, and I think it's something that has taken a really big toll on me as of lately. So it's been about 2 weeks since it happened, and I just want to talk about it because um, I mean I'm in a better space to talk about it now because I've had a lot of people to speak with. I've met friends of friends, and I've even made new ones on the way. So um, yeah, let's just get right into it. Um, this is going to be hard for me to talk about because I usually don't like to show like this sensitive side of me often because I'm supposed to be the happy-go-lucky idiot that you see on screen all the time, just laughing and giggling along with my my community. But there's times where I feel like I need to just talk about it and be human for once. And I think that this is definitely one of those scenarios. So, um 2 weeks ago, and of all days, it happened right after my birthday, I assume. Um my friend Kian Wolf unfortunately passed away after going up to a convention in Queensland called Furdu. I believe it's in Queensland. I apologize if I don't know. I mean, I don't know many Australian areas, so correct me if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, he became unresponsive on the 6th of April, which again is literally a day after my birthday, which was the 5th. And um there was a welfare check done at his place the week after, and that is where he was found. um I don't have any other info at this time. I don't know how soon we can get info. I don't know what the cause is, but that'll come in due time, and I don't want to push people for information because I can't imagine what it must be like for the people that knew him up there and the person that went to his house and found him there. So I- it's hard for me to put it into words how torn I was that day. Um because Kian played a very big role in my life. Like literally this idiot that you see on screen here, this whole character, this whole persona, whatever you want to call it. This whole character was made from just spending time with him. Like this would literally not exist if I hadn't met Kian. So when I heard the news, and it happened on Blue Sky of all things, that's how I found out. I was taken aback at first. Like I was like, there's just no way, because I literally saw him right before he left for Furdu, and like I didn't want to believe it at first, but then more and more reports started coming in saying, I'm devastated that Keen Wolf is dead, or like I just heard that Keen Wolf passed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is real. I just lost another friend. But and on top of that, it's someone that I hold in very high regard because um Kian was really just the start of everything for me. So I'm just gonna kind of give you a little speed run of my history with this fandom. Um, I used to be one of those people that were extremely anti furry in the past. Like, I would yell "Yif and hell for fag this." I would I would just say the most horrible things, and I would just use the same insults that people are using to this day. That dates back all the way to 2011, like "yiff in hell," like "I hope you die," "burn your suit," "do you fuck dogs." Like I used to be that kind of person, and it's incredible that I used to be that way. So, um, I remember it was like in 2018 was when I came across a group of them, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Why don't I just give them a shot? So, and it turns out that they were like the most chill group of people that I've ever met, and it happened in an Xbox game lobby of all things. So that's when I started looking up what furries were, and I started to gain a better understanding of it. And I used to be one of those furries back then who like was just fanboying over Majira Strawberry, Kiwi Fox, Telephone Pineapple. Literally any name that I've mentioned has been heard by many in this community. And I was one of those people because they were the first ones to pop up in the search. And I remember there was this one Kiwi Fox video, and I believe they go by Yin Vibes nowadays. Um, there was one video where they showcased themselves, and they had two Aussie furries. I don't know who the other one was. They were like a white and blue dragon of some sort, but the other one was Kian. And like ever since I first saw Kian, like I just always loved his character. I loved his attitude. I loved the fact that he was just really goofy in general. So, I started to follow him a bit more. I subscribed to his YouTube. I started, like following him on Twitter. And that was, I believe, like the first time I started going on Twitter too. Was when I started following, the furries I was subscribed to at the time. But Kian was one of those as well. And it would only be a year later when I would meet up with Kian, and um and like this was like when I first saw Kian, I was like, oh my god, like I'm like the person that I'm literally fanboying over is in the room with me right now. And I had like this weird mentality back then where I thought that Kian would just completely avoid me because he didn't know who I was back then. But no, what he did was he treated me as if we knew each other for a long time. Like here I was just introducing myself, and he was treating me as if like we've known each other for like years and years and years on end. But that's the kind of character that he was. He treated everybody like it was an old friend. So, we started talking more after that. And like I think back then in VR, when the whole worldwide pandemic was happening, this was the time where like I would used to stay up all night just to see him and just to spend time with him in VR. And I had a lot of good memories with the guy too. Like I uh I first met up with him from a really old group. I forgot what the name was, but then I started to get closer with him when I met my friend Proto Blake, and they were in the same community together, and we would always like spend our nights together, and we would goof off, and we would be chill. And then as the years went by, or no, as the months went by, but the years come later. But as the months went by, um, I started getting into a little bit more circles, and um it just so happens that Kian always knew those people as well because he's been in this fandom for a long time. So rightfully he knows everybody, and it just like he really brought everyone together in the same room. And I remember he used to be around a lot of the times when this streamer named Diffuse Moose, he would host Pizza Fridays, if anybody remembers that. And when Twitch streaming used to be like my primary focus back then, I would always hop in there, and most of the time I would see Kian there too. He would always just like like whenever me and Blake were in the room and his friend Flair was in the room, and when Kian like got together with us, it really was a special time. And I'm sad that I'm not going to be able to get those times again. So yeah, like as the years went by, I graduated from high school and then I started getting into college. Obviously, I hopped on VR less because I had less time, but we still talked whenever we saw each other. And most of the time, whenever I hopped online, I always saw Kian's name online. um because he would always, or most of the time, like he would have free time to hop on VR. And I'm from the US, he's from Queensland, so we are on opposite sides of the planet with opposite time zones. So it was easier for me to see him later in the evening. And um yeah, I think the last clip I took of him, because Google Photos got really greedy. I used to like clip things and take pictures of things all the time and back them up there, and that was when they were doing that stuff for free. So when that happened, I stopped clipping things often. But I had a lot of clips between 2020 and 2021 with me and Kian and the rest of our groups, and like it was just so much fun being in the room with him. Like even if you were just to simply speak with him, like his voice would be like a really really warm hug. Like just from his voice alone, he was that kind of guy. Like he was never the person that had issues with anyone, unless if you like started up shit. Like I think there was only one occasion where I saw that with him, but he was friends with everybody. He wasn't the type to get angry with you. He wasn't the type to be like most people are nowadays. He wasn't invested in drama. He was just the sweetest person that you could imagine. And someone that I have a lot of respect for, and a lot to thank for, because when I was at my lowest back then, me and Keen would talk in VR, and he would always tell me, like, if you know you can do something, then do it. Like if DJing is your thing, do it. If Twitch streaming is your thing, do it. Like these are just a couple of the things that he would tell me. Like they're really simple things, but even when I needed encouragement, he would pop in and tell me, like, here's what you need to do. So it just feels like a large part of me has been missing since then. And while I'm in a better state to talk about this, I'm still grieving it and I'm still thinking about it, because this isn't just something that I'm going to forget within a matter of weeks. It's not going to disappear over a month. It's not going to disappear in a couple of months. It's probably not even going to disappear in a year, cuz um I before this, I lost another friend who went by the name of First Shepherd and was famously known as Static Fox by a lot of people. He passed away on Thanksgiving in 2021. And when that happened, it took me almost a year to finally jump back from that and say I'm ready to move on. Like even when I did that whole tribute for him at Ferality Aqua in my set, like right near the end, where I had his memorial shown up on screen, which, as a matter of fact, is literally from this world. And where I'm sitting right now is Kian's stone, or Kian's gravestone. But that's besides the point. But like when that happened, it still took me a couple of months after that to finally get over it. So I don't know how long this is going to take before I can move on from Kian's passing, because I'm gonna repeat myself so many times throughout this video, but Kian was such a big part of my life, and now that that's gone, like nothing feels right at the moment. Like that's part of the reason why I've been kind of quiet with people nowadays, is that I don't feel right that he's not here. So when I got the news, it was really bad timing too because like I have classes pretty much every day of the week, and I leave the house by 8, and then my first class is at 8:30. And for most days I don't come home until 10 in the evening. I think like the earliest days for me are Monday and Wednesdays where I come home by 4, but I leave at the same time. So my classes are pretty much all day. And this was on a Tuesday. Yeah, so this was on a Tuesday. And this is that class where or this was one of the 3 classes I had that day where it lasted hours upon hours and I wouldn't come home until 10 in the evening. I started tearing up in my second class because, that's when thoughts about him started coming back. And, while I tried to hold it off, the person next to me, they noticed that I started tearing up. Like I was really quiet about it, but like there was a tear rolling down my face and everything, and I was just trying to hold it. And they asked me, like, are you okay? Like, do you need help? And I'm like, no, I'm fine, but I'm not fine. I haven't been fine. I like nothing feels right and at this moment. And while we're at the end of the semester already, like everything that I've normally been doing, whether it comes from my college routine or just content wise, I haven't been able to think straight. Like it doesn't feel right that he's not here with us anymore. And I've been speaking to a lot of people, thankfully, that have either were friends of his or, were just there for emotional support. And that's helped me a lot because, like, I think last week was finally the first time where I got to smile a little bit about something. And then this week, or this last weekend, was when I finally started to get back into my funk a little bit. But again, because I remember, I think it was at the Ferality Legends replay, Kian was there the first time. Kian was there the first time when Ferality Legends happened. So when I was in the middle of the when I was in the middle of the dance floor, I just imagined Kian being there, because like I know that he wouldn't want me sad anyway. So like that's also the reason why I've been trying to get back into these spaces, because I know he wouldn't want me sad, and he wouldn't want me isolating myself from people either. Which is why I've been starting to talk a little more. Which I've been starting to become more open with people, but it's still something that hurts. It's still something that I consistently think about every day, and I think what really stings is that um last year me and Kian, we talked about meeting up this year. He was going to come down to my area and we were just going to, just hang out, and I was going to show him around cuz he hasn't been to my area of the states before. Um and it just so happens that I find out on the day of his death that of all the places that he could have gone to as his favorite place to eat here, it was a Wendy's. And when I heard about that, it hurt me more because the place where I was going to take Kian and the place that he was going to stay at, which I forwarded him to, there was literally a Wendy's right across the street. So, yeah, I was really torn about that. Um, and I think that just made me worse. So I kind of went cold turkey for a couple of days, and yeah, like it's just a lot to take in at this time. And and I think I thank you guys for being really patient with everything because I know that I've been slacking on content here. Um, but that'll come at a later time. But again, like this stuff that's happening right now is the reason why I haven't been able to concentrate. And like I haven't even been doing anything lately. I haven't been streaming, I haven't been DJing, I haven't been just hopping on to socialize. I haven't even been doing the shit that I'm supposed to do that's literally due next week because, finals are a thing. So it's just giving me a lot to think about too. Like there's there's a lot that I wish I could still say to Kian, but I know I can't do that now. And I wish I could still give him that hug that I promised him, and one that I've been waiting to give him since frickin' 2018. But I can't do that either now. God, I cannot be getting teary-eyed in this freaking headset. These headsets are expensive, and Quest headsets are built like shit. I'm just gonna be completely real. They are built like shit. I am on my third Quest headset. The build quality is crap. But okay. But yeah, it's just giving me a lot to think about. Like how much time do I have left before I get to meet somebody that I've known for years in person? How much time do I have left to tell people that I care? How much time do I have left to tell people that I'm sorry? How much time do I have left to repair bridges that I burned in the past? And then it just carries on with them in the afterlife. Like, I don't want someone to pass away knowing that I was a negative aspect of their life. So that's something that I've been thinking about lately. And funny enough, shortly after, um, an old friend that I got into a massive argument with a couple days ago, or not a couple days ago, a year ago. Like we had a really bad argument, but they were genuine. Like they genuinely wanted to apologize, and they wanted to build back the bridge that I broke between us. And that got me thinking, like I don't have a lot of time on this earth left. Like, I mean, God, what am I saying? That sounds so fucking cliche. I'm literally 21, but not everyone lives to be 100 years old on this earth. Like you could be fine the next day, or like you could be fine today, but you don't know what tomorrow is gonna bring. Like tomorrow, you could be dead. So yeah, that's just it's just a lot on my mind. Um, and I'm glad that I waited 2 weeks to talk about this. Otherwise, if I recorded this during the week that it happened, I would be a blubbering mess on screen right now. But um, yeah, I miss him. I really do. Like I'm thankful that there were a lot of people that reached out to me and were willing to listen to me to talk about this for hours and hours on end. Because realistically, I don't have anybody too local to me that I can talk to about this. Because, everyone's far away. Everyone's either like an hour or a 2-hour drive away. Like even some people even some friends here that are in my area, like they're 2 hours apart, so I can't just go to them and just talk about this. Maybe I could, but it's a long drive and I'm usually really busy. But I don't know. I don't know. I was originally going to write up a script or something so that I could explain what I've been going through in a more clear and concise matter, but I feel like that would have been ingenuine, or ungenuine, not genuine. I don't know. But yeah, I felt like it wouldn't be genuine to do that. So I'm just speaking my mind right now, and I'm just doing this in one take. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know how long this is going to take for me to jump back. But however long that will be, one thing I know for certain is that Kian wouldn't want me sad, and he wouldn't want other people sad either. Like, he would want us to carry on his legacy, knowing that he was a really, really fun-loving person, and we should honor that by trying to carry on that legacy and continue to be the positive influence that he was on us to others. Like, it's like I said at the beginning of this video, there's times where I think that um I think we should be human, and this is definitely that scenario, because I think that's something that a lot of people forget when, like, about us in general. Like, like, yes, we're weirdos on the internet, like, portraying as animals, but we're still people. We're still people that have feelings. We're people that feel grief. We feel anger. We feel regret. We feel guilty. And I don't know what I'm feeling right now. Like, I don't know if it's grief that I'm feeling. I don't know if it's guilt. I don't know if it's anger. Like, maybe I'm just going through like the 5 stages of grief. But I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to jump back. It's But I'm grateful that I got to talk about this in some form or manner, because this is something that I've been wanting to do for a hot minute. And I thank you if you're still watching this right now. I thank you if you're still watching this and listening to me kind of rant and babble about this. But, you know, we don't really have a lot of time left. So, just live your life. Just be happy with people. And if even if you can't reach those people again, just be happy knowing that there are people that still do care. And there are people willing to not only give you another chance, not only to keep your friendships, but to also forgive. But at the same time, like, those connections that you have with people, like, regardless if it's either physically in the real world or if it's through VR, that shit is real. And I think that's something else that a lot of people tend to forget, is that these connections that we feel with people, even though that we're in a virtual space, that is real. Like, I would not meet so many people, and I wouldn't be meeting so many people in person if it weren't for this virtual space. So, yeah, just gosh, I'm going on a freaking tangent now. Who am I to give a life lesson to? But yeah, I just wanted to make this video just to talk about this. And I hope to some extent, this gives you something to think about too. So yeah, I've got nothing left to say, but here's what I'm gonna do for the rest of this video. I found like a ton of videos that I took of Kian from 2020 to 2021, and I think for most of them, I'm just gonna leave them unedited as is. Do be warned though that my mic was not the best at the time. I had a really crappy Logitech headset microphone, and it's actually the one that I have been using prior to the whatchamacallit. I forgot which video that it was before I switched over to my ghost stories. Yeah. Gosh, that's how you know that it's been a while since I've been on YouTube and done content. Yeah, so I've used that same mic before the ghost stories video since 2020 and onward up to that point. So Yeah, so my mic audio is not the best. There's going to be a little bit of background noise, but I think that just adds to the charm. And I believe a couple of videos were from 2020 as well, and they have some videos that are probably private now. I think the Kiwi Fox / Yeen Vibes video of Aussie slangs, I think that one is private. So if they somehow manage to come across this video and if they want this removed, please do let me know. But yeah, I just think that it would be a nice way just to showcase the kind of person that he was, and just as a memento in a way. So thank you all so much for watching and listening to me rant, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Here's the videos of Kian coming up right now.
You smell like curry.
I did like curry earlier. It was yummy though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Poop.
Oh my god.
We're in Vietnam, right?
Yeah, the movie. That's Robin Williams.
Did you just spook me?
I did. Boop, boop. Go full wolf mode on you. And whoop again. And whoop whoop.
Hey, hey,
And here comes a whoop whoop whoop. Whoop whoop whoop.
hey, hey,
This is the one.
Yeah, that's him.
hey. Boop.
Let's watch this video.
Ah, hey.
Oh, what's this one?
But I have no idea what
Oh,
it was.
sandals.
It looked like a bag. A bag, Well, we call them swim trunks. I'm sure you have a weird name for it. No.
Yeah, no, Speedos are budgie smugglers.
He's good at he's good at massage too.
Ah.
My goodness.
You're the only cute wolf here that I see.
Yeah, I'm okay with being called
dog.
cute. I don't care.
Cute.
No, you. Dogs are cute.
So we're gonna do the Blake one.
You get the cutie look.
No, I don't. No.
Thank you.
Spitfire's cute lick.
No problem. No problem. Not cute. Ow.
I did. Blake.
Let him know.
Yes, yeah.
Let him know.
Yeah.
Blake is cute. Blake is cute. Blake is cute.
You know, we can try something else.
Hey, no. No.
I'm sorry, but you're there. I'm sorry, but
No, you see this?
Sometimes like that Blake is cute.
Blake is cute. I mean, you're not wrong. I don't know, why are you so
Holy
small?
Moses. I'm not even pixie, and I'm so small. I could change into a bigger guy though. Hold on.
I'm dark.
Every avatar you're in, you're always small.
Nah, I'm
Ooh, I know
Luna.
you.
He's the plurality avatar.
Ah, you finally managed to get it saved.
I'm taller than you.
I'm bigger than you. How does that make you feel? Do you feel inferior?
Are you still at the bottom?
Flexing off somebody? That's what I do all the time.
That's what I do too, but
I'm
like,
just like, oh.
that's what I do too, but like, no one like picks up.
Because they have their UI element. Most of
Yeah.
the time they have their UI elements off, so they can't really see the request in the first place.
Yeah, that's why I'm like always like super sketch on. Oh, you go first.
So much rejection.
Right? Wait.
Just send an invite. Be like, yo. Invite.
I can only handle 5 a day.
Oh my god. 5 rejections a day. They're like lies.
And then just like, then I have to cut myself.
Oh my god.
Bad. Bad Kian.
Yeah, but-